Yo, going live, yo. So come through. I don't even know who's gonna see this shit. I really don't care, but it's the introduction. Let's go live. You already know the vibes, man. It's not.
Sean Monet, ayy. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. NAGA's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. NAGA's through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. NAGA's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. NAGA's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.
All right, you already know the vibes. It's NAGA thoughts on frequency, man. See, now you're not here while I'm doing this live stream. That's fine. You gonna have to watch the playback. Ain't got no problem with that. Support the stream. You know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. Support to all the new subscribers. I appreciate y'all for coming through. And support. I said support. Shout out to my subscribers that be donating, showing me that love. I appreciate you. You already know what it is. Shout out to the youth. You know what I'm saying? My young brothers I be building with, my sisters I be building with. You already know the vibe. Shout out to y'all. Prayers go out to y'all all day, every day. Just keep growing. And stay focused. Don't let nothing knock you off your focus. Every process in the world deals with frequency, but what y'all don't see is every process in the world has the same repeat process to get you blocked from your frequency. It just depends on where you at and how you're looking at the overall situation at hand. For the most part, let me get a little closer because it looks like I'm kind of far from the mic. Hold on. Let me see. It look like I'm a little louder. A little louder. A little louder, Charlie. All right. So frequency is always coming from the universe hitting your Taurus field. It always happens like that. But this is why a lot of mechanics was made in the value physicality. And we ain't gonna talk about if they're good or if they were supposed to be here, depending on their uses. We're not talking about that. We're talking about interference. So you might work in a building that has a whole bunch of generators or whatever. You're not getting nothing from your Taurus field because those generators is knocking off those frequencies. Every time the frequency comes down before it hits you, it's another sound producing from these machines that are knocking this frequency off. It doesn't allow you to feel it completely. So you miss the whole thing. It's like somebody got to tell you something's going on. You're like, oh my God, I didn't even know I was at work. Shit is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like they got this shit is dumb. And it's no different than you being clogged up in your body, you know, not eating the right foods and shit like that. And you can't even feel the frequency from your family. You can't feel the right vibes from your people and know how to step in to be whatever energy you're supposed to be for that reference, whether it's paternal or strong divine masculine, you don't even know how to do those things because of so many things is bouncing around, knocking the frequency off. And y'all give in to these things. Like, it's worse. Like, right now, we way past giving up divinity. Like, this is the aftermath of that. And y'all feel good about giving up your divinity years ago. You don't even know what you're giving up right now. You have no clue what you're giving up right now. Back in the day, I used to be like, yo, and this is when I was young. This is when I was like 12, 11. I used to tell people that the world trying to change everybody to something else. They trying to change everybody to this. I ain't about to get all on that, but I used to say the world trying to change us into them. I used to say that shit all the time. Like, people don't even know. Like, after a while, you're gonna be oblivious to everything that's going on around you and act like it's not my fault. It wasn't me. But ultimately, this is what the whole plan is, because it's not like the science doesn't know that frequencies come in constantly and the frequencies raise the actual conscious level of the whole entire planet. So everything that you have to put focus on, what divine would send frequency to help you understand, or the feelings and vibrations that help you be in the right circumstance of these situations, you don't even get them. You don't get them. You don't get them because there's too many things going on around you. There's too many other things. The propaganda of the world says, you know what? Fuck your life. Look at me. That's what it says. Look at this billboard with this fat ass on it. Look at this bottle of liquor that got some condensation on the bottle and some ice in the glass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at this motherfucker taking some new pill over here called trichomatovan. And trichomatovan got you running through the field, touching the tops of the flowers and shit, smiling, playing football with your peoples. Oh, my chest. That's why I'll be doing this shit, because this shit is retarded to me, yo. And I'll be like, yo, this is really what we got to talk about, divine. Divine, like, yep, this is what we got to talk about. Got to talk about it. And nobody don't want to hear this shit, because at the end of the day, people going to do what they want. You know, I got a chance to experience beating out the system one time, right? So it's like all my energy. And see, this is how divine work. Divine slick like that. You'll take all your energy and put it into something, right? And you think you slick pulling the situation for you to have the right circumstance around you to do what you want to do, when in fact, divine got you all doing that so you can have a space so you can serve within him. So then I started understanding that later. What does that even mean? That you got a space within him. Like, you might say, I'm about to build me a workshop. And in this workshop is where you work with your hands, you tinker and shit. You build birdhouses or whatever, wooden race cars. I don't know, whatever. But you put all this work into building this up. After you built it up, you found yourself spending half of your time in what you built and the other half around what you built, like outside around it. You just out there around it. And then you find yourself at peace, marveling at what you put together. So that peace in itself starts to change to an energy. So while you're sitting there watching your energy or your work just be, you find yourself in a level of peace, which starts accessing a higher level of consciousness. Most people say you get that from completion. Nah, you get it from stillness, but it's so hard to get stillness. And some of the higher forms of getting stillness is through completion. It's like being tired after 9 months of carrying a baby. You want to just sit still. You don't want to, like, your body your hormones is getting back in order. You don't want to go through that again. So you want to be in a state of rebuild and peace. You know what I mean? So it's everything has the same motion. Everything that you would put your energy to has something to knock you off of these frequencies that divine will help you do. Why you think they build and they keep building, they keep building, they keep building? They got all these generators, they got this, they got that, they got everything else going on but what's supposed to be going on, right? And that shit crazy to me. Hold on. So for the most part, we're going to keep missing the mark on understanding that it's frequency blockages that are available when it comes to us even feeling these things. And majority of the time, you don't even see yourself picking up something that's going to block your frequency from the value. I like natural shit. I like being in the sun. I like being in the woods. Why do you think people want to own everything? They want to say, this is my woods. I've never seen so many signs of a place that's not owned by the individuals, but then the ownership states by the individuals. Like, you can't be here. Well, the lands is natural for the people. This is universal. This is natural law. But you can't go there. You can go over there, but you can't go over here. And what they build for you to walk on is for everybody to travel on. So you can possibly die on that. You can die on the road, but you can't walk in the woods. It's a law. It's enforced. These are mechanisms that are put in place to block you from a form of reality. The natural reality of universal principle, your torus field, it's a field around your head that pulls in frequencies that allow you to comprehend and think. You'd rather run to the doctor, take some pills. You'd rather sit in front of the TV screen. You'd rather go to work and sit next to some generators. You'd rather bump loud music. You'd rather be next to a car. You'd rather be next to something that has something to interrupt frequency. If you get in a place where there is nothing interrupting frequency, the first thing people say is, it's no sound, it's too quiet, it's too peaceful. It's like now you're addicted to things that need or things that have frequency blockages. You don't even want to hear the universal frequencies that come from the heavens. You don't want to hear that. You want to feel the blockages. You're so used to the blockages. That's more important. Look at entertainment. People are happy by negative aspect. Oh, you're not entertained unless somebody's cheating on their wife, or the wife is cheating on the husband. You're not entertained unless somebody's getting beat up or jumped or swung on. Like, y'all are more addicted to the blockages the world put out, opposed to knowing that you're getting help every day from the divine. Nobody's going to jump and say, wow, how do I access that? How can I have that every day? How can I understand what that is? No, because your addictions is on everything that blocks you from these frequencies. You're fighting for the addiction. It's a higher form of Stockholm syndrome. It's like saying, I'm going to fight for my slave master. It's the same energy. This is why I said before, y'all don't even know what y'all giving up. Y'all don't even know what you're giving up. Before, you gave up your divinity. You don't know what you're giving up now. You don't even know what you're giving up. And it's like, it's so slick pulling to the whole situation. It's like the world and this propaganda is making you choose against your natural order of things. So now you don't even want to hear it because you're afraid of being oppressed. It's worse than throwing away your divinity. You're throwing away your natural order of things, your natural order of law. Just because you're throwing it away, it doesn't mean something else is going to pick it up. What's happening is naturally, you're just not going to be able to access that. And if it's the choice you're making within this lifetime, what do you think it's going to do for the next day or the next life period? You're going to show the universe that you never wanted to pick that up, which is going to set your motion or your chemistry in a different imbalance. So I wouldn't be shocked to see the next set of people come out not knowing how to feel nothing. Not knowing, you didn't peep that? No, I didn't peep it because you don't pick up on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy like that, but that's where the world is going. Like, the act of not having no senses at all. You know how many senseless people I met in my life, just dumb motherfuckers, like, and they acted on that particular value in that way. And you be like, yo, you really thinking like that? It's a sad case of reality, but it is a reality in itself. And you know, I could have did this like in a short video if I wanted to, but I wanted to feel comfortable while talking, knowing that that wouldn't got deleted because I got a certain amount of time on my phone, so it's like I can only use so much. So before my phone started, like, because my phone does something funny now. I don't know, it's some weird shit. It's like it'll be recording, and I'll keep recording. I'll get to like 20 something minutes, 22 minutes or whatever like that, and then like it'll tell me like, yo, you about to your space is exceeding. So I'll be like, all right, I'll try to get the last few words in before it stops. And I always catch it. But what the phone does is it'll separate the last like minute and 14 seconds or 49 seconds or 14 seconds. It'll clip that off into another video by itself. And I didn't even ask it to do that. I don't even know why it does that. This shit is stupid. So then now I got two parts, but I can't upload this one part and then try to go back and upload 14 seconds or 49 seconds. To finish that as a part two, that'll be stupid. It'll fall in the shorts. It won't go on the YouTube page. So it's just dumb. And I'm not about to edit it and put it back together. Like, that's just too much, yo. It's just too much shit to do. So I kind of sometimes I let that little clip just sit on the side, like, well, maybe Divine meant it to be like that. But once you start comprehending that it's so many blockages either way that's trying to get you not to hear or see the signals, so many things that's popping up in your face to become a distraction just to keep you away from the true signals that are available. Once you see that, you're going to understand that it's a higher echelon of things at work. And I don't like giving power to nothing negative. That's my first thing to do, is take the power from the negative shit. Take it right from it. Nah, you ain't that strong. They ain't that serious. You can think what you want, but I sure improve something different. That's the whole thing about walking righteous. So even with all the addictions and all the blockages and everything else that's floating around, that's trying to keep your Taurus field from absorbing all the frequencies from out in the universe, and you understanding that this is what's happening, then you get to pick up like another form of integrity-based strength that's going to help you fight through these things, regardless of the fact, like, you got to become, it's almost like saying finding a good gym to work out at. It's nothing to get upset about. You just have to work harder. So now that you know you're in that circumstance, this is what you're going to be working out on, which is going to start strengthening things because they're being put at a degradation. They're being put at a degradation, something to break it down, something to stop it being used, something to attribute it. They're being put in an attribution. So you want to find ways to strengthen these different muscles that you're not able to use or even care to use or even comprehend that you're supposed to be using. They tell you about frequencies, but they're not going to tell you what you need to be using them for. What vibes you're supposed to be picking up on. They ain't going to tell you none of that, because you know why? That's going to make you too intelligent. It's going to put you in a different mind frame, and that's just going to destroy anything for anybody, because control ain't going to be able to play a part at that point. But like I said, forget the but like I said, most people are addicted to the blockages. The blockages are more important than the value of you just knowing your natural connection to things. So who's going to really get a chance to say, you know what, damn, I did see that happen and I did know that was going on, or I do comprehend it, I'm within that energy, and then be able to manifest from that particular insight. Nah, y'all rather have somebody tell you about your life. You rather have somebody say, look, this is what's going on, when in fact you have the power to understand the indifference. Like, you can literally sit there and absorb that shit yourself. Like, I don't know, like, and you know, I remember when I was young, I had to sit in my room and draw. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to be by myself a lot of times because of certain circumstances. So automatically, if I'm working that muscle, I was going to get better at whatever I had to deal with. That's the same problem with today. People think being within society has something to do with you being in an obtained emotion. Nah, you got to be seen. They got to keep a mark on you. What's good, my brother? Peace to you. Peace, peace, peace. All praises to the Most High. You already know the vibes. They got to keep a mark on you, so they go and follow you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the placement. That's like, all right, let me give you this. Why don't you come here? Why don't you go there? You got to keep in mind, man, we people with numbers. We people with badge numbers. You came in this world with a number. The thing was, as time changed and things started happening different from people where, because a lot of people don't know how this country came together. It came together off organizations and situations. So before, when the jobs wasn't going right back in the 30s or whatever, they came up with what's the name of it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Damn, it's a name for these group of people. It's on the tip of my tongue, yo. It's kind of like an OSHA, but it's a it's a certain name for them. I can't, because I had to pay dues. I had to pay dues too when I had a job. The union, they came up with the union, and the union was supposed to be the subsequent value to balance out the reason why people got treated bad on jobs. And this is before, hey, you know what? I'm doing my job then. That's all that matters. All praise to the Most High. I take none of that. Divine sent me to do the work, and that's what we do. You know what I mean? So I keep going no matter what. Whatever I get, I'm gonna make sure y'all get it. So if I'm doing that for you, brother, then I'm doing my job. Respect to you. See, like these things, they've been happening for a long time, and everything has to have a counterpart. It's like I'm gonna give you something to pacify you. You know what I'm saying? So when you are held at bay for so long and you don't have something, and you got to keep in mind what this part of the country had, they would make sure the other part of the country didn't. And that's how they would balance out the value, because now it's like a teeter-totter. The weight of the money goes up over here, and now that the businesses and the factories is going up over here, they move across country. Like look at Chicago, look at Michigan. They showed you how they had, at one point back in the day, they had factories and people's families was living good, and then the factories just left that area. And then it became poor. And in other areas that were poor, they grew up because the factories would go over there. It's like, let's just keep moving or make them chase what they need at this moment. It's still slavery, because it controls your mind. Anything controls your mind other than the value of what's coming in from the universe, which will be the Taurus fields, giving you the right inference on everything going on, then you'll be in tune with everything. How you going to do that if your priorities ain't on the natural law thing? Science know this. The scientists know everything they study in the universe states back to the fact that the borderline where creation is the actual natural law of the universe. That's what creation is formulated out of. So whatever's behind that is the divine. And they know this already. This is why scientists are not atheists. They understand the Most High is behind the borderline of creation. So what's stopping you from being within the understanding of that creational value? That, especially, you go in the woods, you say, I feel good. You barefoot, take your shoes off, sit next to a damn tree, you feel good outside. You get all that good energy. As soon as you go around 20 buildings, you walking down the concrete streets, you got all the smog and the car horns and everything, your whole attitude change. Your whole disposition change. You looking at a female that got 30,000 colors on, and she's shining, sparkly, lipstick, this type of hair, all this stuff on, and all the mechanics and shit. You looking at her like, what the hell? I mean, I do. I can't say it about everybody else, but these days, I'm like, what the hell are you? You ain't even a person. I don't even know what you is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even get with the smoke. I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot going on over there. You know what I mean? So I'm more in tune to the natural way of living, natural life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can sit back, because I'm in tune to these values. I can sit back and watch everybody else be more addicted to what the world has to offer. And this is what divine means by come out of her. come out of herd. What is herd? Something to input. What do you go into every day? The world. So this is you being hard up, going inside the pussy. Pardon my French. That's why it's a herd. You go in this shit every day and you put in work. You working your back into it and you trying to get some cream out of it. Shit go over people's heads. But instead of giving it to yourself, you addicted to that. Straight addicted to it. Look, it get deep, man. It get real deep. And I sit down and I let the formulations just kind of bounce around in my head. And I'm like, yo, so Divine, why you want me to tell people this for? And Divine, like, it's not about people hearing it. It's about being aware of it. You might plant one seed and might not even remember I told you this shit. But I and you know what? And I know this for a fact because I've had people come up to me already plenty of times and be like, yo, I remember you told me something when we was kids or when we was this age, and that shit made me look at Divine different. You know what? I hold on to that right now. That shit makes me cry. I'll be like, damn, carry this shit for 20 years. Carry this shit for 25, 30 years. Because mind you, I've been dropping juice since I was 13. 12 years old, 13. I'm outside around older people, and they like, yo, kick that knowledge. So, only thing I'm saying is, Divine had it already set up for you to get sounds and frequencies from the universe. You already in tune for all these things. The world came in and made frequencies to bounce off these frequencies. It's a literal thing. It's a physical thing. So you got machines here. You got all these different things happening that puts off a level of frequencies that bounce this shit off. Different foods you intake that's not real, it bounces the frequency off of your body. So when you're supposed to be getting, you can't focus. Not even with your woman. You can't even feel the frequency with her. Because both of y'all probably digesting a bunch of bullshit and then everything is bouncing off when you're supposed to see or be able to at least be in tune to your partner. Because y'all swapping fluids. So the electrical synapses between you and your partner should be high. You should just know what's going on with them. Not what they say, you should know. And words wasn't our first level of communication. Words is the last level of communication. But we still can't communicate with being able to speak to each other. Even though you feel so much, them feelings be so real when you're dealing with anybody in the world. You know what it do? It shuts down your speaking capability. You don't even want to talk to nobody because you felt that shit. You be like, I can't believe they did me like that. That shit hurt me to my heart. You're talking the feeling of what you're going through to somebody probably ain't even retrospect to the value you're supposed to be talking to. But see how it is? It's like the most powerful part of that shuts down. And then you use another way of communication to explain the first level of communication that took place. I'm like, yo, how in the hell is this even relevant? How in the hell is this relevant? So if I'm firstly feeling the emotional context off of shit, but then the second thing I do is speak to explain it. You know what that say to me? You know what that say to me? We ain't in tune like we supposed to be. We ain't in tune like we supposed to be. We ain't in tune like we supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You feel Divine 100 miles away and don't hear no words. You feel the Most High 100 billion miles away and don't hear no words. And that's one of the realest ways to feel in existence. But yet we still use vocal communication. You should be able to feel me. Like, so if you see me emotionally in my face, I shouldn't have to explain that to you. You should feel that all over. You should actually feel it coming off me, right? It's the frequency. But we're trained and addicted to everything that blocks us from every form of frequency that takes place. And because this is a relevancy, we like, damn, did I really? Nah, we really missing the buck just because we choosing the world. This is a worse thing than giving up our divinity. We thought slavery was worse. Watch what everybody got to go through after this. You giving up something way more heavier. Before you gave up your divinity and went into slavery. Now you giving up your senses that you felt while you was going through this shit that brought you out of that shit. The same senses that brought you out of slavery is what you giving up right now. You giving it up. Nah, it's okay. It's cool. We've accepted being secondhand. You've accepted being the buck dancer. You've accepted degrading yourself to whatever value to obtain something that don't got no value of natural pretense. And Divine watching all this shit like, yo, you are a part of the natural law of everything. People go in the world and they create businesses with hate on their mind for the natural original people of the earth just to turn around and see if you can promote it better, because they know as soon as you get your hands on it, they might hate you with your hands on it, but you the reason all the money come. You the reason all the money come. $100 trillion in a year or $1 trillion in a year is the spending budget. And that's a natural, like, how does that even go over anybody's heads? And we like, yeah, I ain't got no money. But as a culture, it ain't nothing but, let me see, what it's like. I think it's 348 million people in the whole country of urban people, indigenous people. It's only like, what, 50 million of that? That's who we are. And our budget of spending is over $1 trillion a year. We got shit fucked up. We can sit there and say, well, you know what? They got billions of dollars. They can easily give everybody $1 million. That's an entitled conversation. I actually said that a couple of times. These people rich as shit. They can give everybody in America $1 million and they can straighten it out. One of them, because they got over $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? So I sit down and think about that shit. I'm like, damn, but how the hell do we get a chance to spend collectively $1 trillion? Why we couldn't save everything we spent for 1 year, break it up between the 50 million indigenous people? We talking about $1 trillion. That's over $1 billion. So 1 year of saving everything that we collect in a culture and just divide it up. Whoever getting what, just divide it up. Nobody goes broke again. Bet you nobody thought of that. 1 year of the complete urban culture, right? Not doing no spending, taking all your money and putting it in one place. And at the end of that year, we divvy it up. Everything that you would spend. But see, what's crazy is you would have to defeat the purpose. That means you have to live. You have to be able to live. You have to have clothes. You have to get around. You have to be able to maintain your normal everyday living. So now we need the scientists to come out that can produce these values naturally. We working together to do this. We working together. We making clothes for a whole year. We got transportation for a whole year. It might be bikes or scooters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can work. Everybody can eat. Everybody can sleep for a whole year. 50 million people. After 1 year, we saved the finances over what is like $1.8 trillion is the spending limit or something like that. The spending budget that we normally put into a year of spending. We say that $1 trillion at the end of that year. That's the biggest income tax any nigga gonna ever get in his whole life. Any nigga in his whole life. You'll never see income tax like that. Right now, you probably get $5,000, $6,000. We talking about giving everybody, by damn near $1.3 billion a piece. You talking about $1 trillion? It ain't about 50 million people. It don't take 50 billion to make $1 trillion. It don't take 50 billion to make $1 trillion. There's 50 million people in the world. It won't take 50 billion to make $1 trillion. There's 50 billion original people in this country. 50 million original people in this country. If we was worried about money so much, we can wait 1 year and save every single dollar. And at the end of that year, everybody get to split that money up, all original people, evenly. Walk away with $1 billion. And that's because we're not going to spend it nowhere in the country. You're not going to spend a dime. All the money you get, go into a safe, go into a bank. Nobody going to touch it. At the end of the year, we're going to divvy it up between each other. Niggas can't think like that right now. And we talk about everybody. It don't matter if you what you making. Everybody, all celebrities, everybody, the richest motherfuckers, everybody throw your money up and I don't want to hear nothing. Everybody put your money. They gonna be like, I ain't put my money in there. Niggas gonna be like, I ain't doing that. They gonna want to do it. But see, at the end of the day, that's why. Because it has to be levels. It's like that's that controlling level. It's like, nah, I'd rather be with my little bit and let y'all worry about how the hell y'all gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? All distractions. It's the ideology of first, second, and third. The power trip. Divine said one don't make it if all don't make it. So we out here giving knowledge. We out giving knowledge because that's the most plentiful thing and the most valuable form of love to give knowledge. My knowledge that I obtained through my experiences is priceless. Because this way I can give you knowledge through experiences I have that you didn't have to go through. Or if you're about to go through something, I can tell you my experience that's similar. So now you feel innate to the value. You can say, all right, now I understand. Because I was about to go through that. And because their experience, that frequency, it got me through that value. I didn't have to go through it, probably how hard somebody else would have dealt with that. And it gets deep. It gets even more deeper, like to banana peel this ideal in a whole bunch of different perspectives is a classroom. That's a sit down. But ultimately, we are addicted to the things that block us from these frequencies that allow us to go forward motion for everybody. Nah, it's too much selfish energy going on. But my mentality ain't like that. I think on like right now, if I was in my position of where I was trying to get to or where I was almost at, I wouldn't be having this conversation. My conversation would be like, I got a place for you to come now. Now we ain't waiting the next week. What you need to you know what I'm saying? I need to give you a screening to make sure you ain't no murderer, thief, or a liar, because I don't want that around me. But let me give you a screening real quick because we got things that we can have you do. We can get you off of that and put you here to where if you want to be here for 6 months and then leave, you'll be in a good situation. You don't got that going on out here because you know why? Niggas think for themselves. And you're taught this value because you're addicted to the things that block the frequencies. Everything that block the frequencies, yeah, you love that. Give me some more. Look at the females. They even more ratchet with it. And you know, it's crazy. I used to think, we grew up thinking that women matured like 2 times faster than men. And I used to hear that shit so much as a kid. And I'm like, why they said that? As I got older, I understood that was a plea. That's like making girls feel good so they be more in tune with you. It's like, because women are not more mature than men. I'm sorry. It's just not a reality. Women feel more deeply than men, and that's a bad thing sometimes. Because if you're feeling so much into the value, I can say things that feel good to you that you would just run with. And that be the manipulation part. But you ain't gonna just do that to young dudes or whatever. They gonna be like, yo, this nigga tripping. That rude shit niggas had coming up in the hood, that was kind of like protection. Because we was rejecting everything that just wasn't right. But you can be a dude talking to a younger lady. I remember being 14, 15, watching girls I went to school with get in the car with grown men. That wasn't their people, but everybody calling them uncle. Bringing them home late. I'm like, yo, let me find out. You will watch this shit happen. That is not maturity. I told you was mature, so you will feel more like a woman when I approach you. It's game. It's game. Because that same energy that you speak on somebody that should be so mature, they don't carry it when they get older. As far as it stretches to the value of what they think they're capable of, and that's having sex. I remember, this is why I said in the my last video, I remember the elder women that knew what was going on in the room without you even having to tell them what's going on. They knew everybody role, and they was swinging on everybody. I don't care, you in here, ain't you? And you guilty too. Why you in here and you ain't saying nothing? We so far from that. We so far from that. You sit around the negative, I ain't do nothing, I was just watching. So you're an idiot then. I need to talk to you that way because you will literally sit there and watch shit happen. You one of the worst. That means if something's happening to something I love right there, you're gonna sit there and watch. I don't need you around me or my family, my friends, none of that. I don't need you around me. You dangerous. And people are so afraid of everything. Nobody's gonna say this shit. You're not gonna say to your friends, "Oh, you dangerous," because the only thing you're gonna do is watch shit happen around things that I care for and love. Nah, I want shit that's gonna stand for me, not lay down for me. That's what I mean by people are addicted to the things that block the frequencies that we used to carry so high and mighty. You knew when you went out of the house, that person's grandmom or that person's mom. You know how to move. We used to have a funny way walking around people, like especially if the woman carried herself with respect. You ain't know what she was going through. She probably had one dude. But when you came around there, miss this and miss that, you got your head and your body shape a certain way because you don't want to look like you off. You don't want to get in trouble for something you ain't doing. It was a form of respect that men naturally kicked into gear when we knew we supposed to. That shit went out the window when you first got on, was it back in the 90s? People come, 30s, the new 40s, or whatever that bullshit they used to say. Grandmas dressing like the young kids going, man, nobody want to see that shit. That shit is looking nasty. We didn't want to see that shit. That shit looked like somebody colored on a tampon. Nobody wanted to see that shit. We was like, are you serious right now? This is what we were saying in the hood. Like, damn. Other niggas were like, man, that's old head right there. You don't know what to do with that. Shit, we didn't need to know what to do with that. But that was equivalent to somebody saying, yeah, women mature faster than men. When you see grandma out there want to throw it a little bit and you want to encourage the value, so you say something towards it instead of representing what it's supposed to be like. We did it to ourselves, yo. Everything we do is fly. So everything we touch, we make it a way to where everybody can get in. And if you can't get in the way, you know what you do? You downplay the person that's speaking towards the value to big up the negative energy. But see, we knew back in the day that flood of negative energy was coming in anyway. We watched it happen. I don't know why people acting like they don't remember how shit went from the 80s to the 90s. That was one of the fastest turnovers ever. We had no computers in the 80s. And the first computers that came out went out. We was like, yo, what the hell is this? It was a green screen. Pages to cell phones that look like pages. The screen anyway. And then that to a chirp phone. And then to a video phone. It's like we knew it was coming already. It was no thoughts that was existing that we didn't pick up on besides not just seeing it in our hands straight up. No, we knew it was there. We knew cartoons was going to be real life movies soon. We knew these things. And we watched it happen. We watched the TV screen go from the clicker with the aluminum foil on the antenna to you taking things and nigger rigging the TV to make it work. We watched these things happen. How do you watch the world fuck you over and do nothing about it? Oh, because y'all wanted us to do something. We was the kids and everybody else was too dumb to pick up on anything because they was trying to solidify a falsity. You know, I want to be like the person that's the boss. Let me get a picket fence and a big white house. Let me kick my feet back and drink mint julep tea. And get up out of here, man. At the end of the day, nobody want to take no responsibility for this shit and how it went. Everybody just want to say, I didn't know no better. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You didn't know no better than how you was going to tell anybody what to do then. That's like what they call a catch-22 or oxymoron. How is your excuse? We didn't know what to do when we was young. How was your excuse that? Opposed to you sticking around saying a bunch of shit to get through. All I knew was that. Then you shouldn't have said shit then. Martin Luther King? I'm leading everybody into a burning house. And then when it's all said and done and everything you put out there, you sitting back, well, it wasn't my fault. It's your DNA. Your DNA speaks to the capability of what you can do. It's always going to be the DNA. Whether or not you access who you are as that individual or you sit by idle and do nothing. And when you do nothing, you solidify the things as as alphanumeric traits inside your DNA. The things you would have did, they fall off as things you won't do, and it manifests through your creations like that. So now the best parts you would have did, they ain't even there no more because you sat down and didn't do nothing. You didn't test yourself. You didn't push your limits. You wasn't your teacher or your student. You didn't take responsibility for no action. So then what happens? The failure takes place. And now you want to say, well, it ain't my fault. Well, what are you doing right now? How much are you accumulating? Are you maintaining as a slave and a liar, a lazy person, or because you don't want to put no work into doing anything besides what you've been doing for the last 50, 60 years? This shit it's disturbing. It's disturbing. But hey, it is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? People don't listen to the value because nobody really want to learn nothing. Divine puts the knowledge right in your face every chance you get. And you know what's even dope about it? Divine puts the knowledge in your face without you having to go through any of this shit. Each and everybody, wherever you standing in your life, you have a particular opportunity to shine within your own capability of things that's going on in your life. Every little motion is your thoughts, the intuition you feel, the little things. You can make headway to these little things and build up your integrity base. But no, people would rather believe what's in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all go through life like that and then watch life kick you in your ass. Well, it's not enough for you standing in righteousness to make that stand supreme. It's not enough people standing in that to make it stand supreme. So it looks unfamiliar. I heard this dude today was talking about what somebody was saying, and he was like, I never heard this before. I'm like, you ain't never heard this before. This shit we talk about in the community all the time. Niggas been talking like this for the last 20 years. Yeah, okay, I get it. I know why you ain't heard it before. You look like type of person that doesn't put nothing right in your body. You like type of person that just gets blocked from all frequencies. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I don't want to take up much of y'all time tonight. But frequencies are important, and you got to understand your surroundings in order to understand what's coming in and what's not getting hit, what's not getting to you. If it's not getting to you, then you're not gonna comprehend it. You're not gonna understand what you should do. If you keep blocking yourself off, if you keep entertaining what's blocking you off from these things, you're just gonna be a person trying to lie, cheat, and steal to still get what divine has to offer. Once that frequency is gone, he ain't gonna send another one for you. You should have got them first ones. You just gotta pick up from where you left off at. I hope that shit work. NAGA.
With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. NAGA's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. NAGA's through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me. Connected to my astral being. I summon other beings. All facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Reishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back with Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. NAGA's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. NAGA's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.